Okay, we're rolling.
Dear sisters, brothers, and friends
Give yourself a
in Christ.
little space there before you start.
Should I start over?
Yeah.
Take 3. So you want to start now, John?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Tell me action or just...
Go ahead.
Dear sisters, brothers, and friends in Christ, we are living in a time of deep confusion, great uncertainty, and unprecedented challenge. I came from a culture where people take offense at the shutting of the door of the church to accommodate a simple collusion of dates or times. Thus, church door closing is associated to the end of the world, the consummation of the ages, and the return of Jesus or the raptures. Needless to say how painful this can feel to me, as we are following the lead of our bishop in his cautious decision to temporarily suspend in-person gathering in and of the church till further notice. As you may already know, as you notice all around you, that this measure is not unique to our church, the Episcopal Church, but common to various other mainline denominations in an effort to contain the coronavirus pandemic that threatens our community, our nations, our society, and the world around us. If this is what we can contribute, beside our fervent prayers and intercession, we are going to do this with the earnest and most ardent desire and solicitude in order to help limit the damages that have already been done to our population as of today. Damages that no one knows, no one can estimate thus far. Earlier this year, precisely at the beginning of the year, as it is customary in our church to make strategic decisions for the entire year, we had promised not to waver or let ourselves be distracted by any internal confusion or diversion stemming from the outside walls of our church. This situation is by all means an unforeseeable challenge that will, if we allow it, slow our progress or derail the momentum we had gained. We must therefore open our ears to the voice of Christ, the directive of our bishop, and the guidance of your pastor. That is the only way we will go through this with the victorious song that we all need from this situation. Had we had our regular worship service this morning, we would have started with the hymn, I Can Hear Our Savior Calling, Leave Us 144. And we would have ended with the hymn, Guide Me, O Thy Jehovah, hymnal 690. This means that we were intuitively prepared for this, and for that purpose alone, we can say that we are going through this, and by the grace of God, we'll be all right. Today is our third Sunday in the season of Lent. And with all being normal, we're going to talk about grace as we spoke about sin and redemption during the last couple of Sundays of the season. In lieu of a sermon, the current situation warrants for a conversation as to how we are organizing ourselves as every other churches in the diocese to go through this together. As part of our strategy, we are going to develop an online service structure to be able to worship together, even though we will not need to report to St. Mary's facility for that purpose. Remember that the bishop prohibits all non-essential services, gatherings, and meetings. He, on the other hand, encourages any outreach activities deemed crucial to the community. Our own St. Mary's Community Garden falls into this category. In fact, we had accomplished some major work of cleaning and preparation in the garden yesterday, Saturday, March 14. Since we will be in an open space with the cautious measure that had been suggested by the healthcare agencies, authorities, and the diocese, we should not be afraid to come out and continue our work of readiness for the garden for this year. Bear in mind, even if the situation prolongs, persists by getting worse, even we end up in a lockdown, as it is already in other nations that made the same mistake as our leader did, which I never wish, I need you to know, the rain will continue to fall, the sun to shine, and the land yield its increase. And the community will continue to expect some fresh vegetables as they have been expecting from us from the past years. Thus, we are returning to the garden to work next Saturday, March 21, from 9 till noon. We will contact you by texting or telephone to make sure that you are all being invited and kept informed of our progress in this blessed outreach activity that we have for the community of Pleasantville and beyond. Please spread the word and bring your friends. This will be a good opportunity to tighten the bonds and draw strength from each other and the Lord. I will see you then next Saturday. Beside the gardens, everything else will be put on hold, including homework help, ESL class, yoga, and Bible study. Under the bishop's directives, we must avoid those close contacts gatherings to curb and mitigate the already unfortunate damages sustained by those who are most vulnerable within our society. And the anticipated tentative date for the return of our normal activity and in-person gathering will be Sunday, April 5th, 2020, which will be Palm Sunday at 9:30 a.m. We are going to maintain one corporate prayer service per week, which will most likely be a service of morning prayer or evening prayer. Our current challenge will be the extent to this to have those who are not internet savvy or technological inclined to bring them to the fore. As my goal to have the entire congregation while we are worship. I will continue to work with our tech team to see what other alternative that exists for us, for nobody else to be left out during our online spiritual gathering. In the meantime, we need to continue to uphold and perform our ministries by pledging your financial support, your spiritual support or otherwise, as the church is not closed down, nor its ministry fulfilled. All our financial obligations will continue to stand, while our ministry is in wait. We are not gathering simply in person, but we are trying in every way possible to continue with our mission. This is the best time to reach out to the unchurched and the church, as we often proclaim in our mission statement. And when we open, only God knows when, we will continue with a refreshed, renewed, and rejuvenated mind. Brothers and sisters in Christ, We do not need to describe once more the difficulties and inconvenience, disturbance, or stretch out the discomfort and disruption that this moment is bringing to all of us. We know how this has started, but we don't know how and when it's going to end. In Isaiah 41:10, God says to his people, and I quote, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not dismay, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand." End of quotation. Contrary to what people will be quick to conclude, this is not the end of the world or the beginning of the rapture, nor the warning sign of the second coming of Christ. This is, I will admit, a time of trial, a test of our faith in the Lord. Thus, this is an opportunity to ever come together and walk alongside each other, as there may be more difficult times and bitter challenge ahead. Let's remain focused in the Lord, faithful to prayers, and attentive to your spiritual leader. As faithful people, we've gone through much harder times than these, and we have overcome. There is no reason why, having Jesus on our side, we will not come victorious in this one. Please, stay with me as we will anticipate another conversation like this one next Sunday, same time. God bless you all today and evermore. Can you close? Okay, let's see. Maybe I'll need to read it again because
Well, let's see how it came out.
yeah.
Let's
Stop
see.
it, no?
Yeah, I gotta stop it this way.